Hi, welcome to Angel's Nook, where anything can be a canvas for creativity if you invest the time to learn the techniques. Make sure to check the description for our videos because the links to all the HTP products will be there for you to make it easy to find the things you need to recreate the projects. Hi, welcome to Angel's Nook. Today we thought it might be fun for you to see my journey and how I became such an avid fan of Heirloom Traditions Paint and their products, and why I use it almost exclusively for anything I'm working on indoors or out. Recently I had the opportunity to share that story in a live with Paula Blankenship, the owner of Heirloom Traditions Paint and the creator of these wonderful products. I thought it might be fun for you to be able to see the live again, but this time with the items that I describe and talk about included in images for you to see as you watch, and also to see other images of different things that have been done with these products.
Let's tell everyone a little bit about your journey and how you got started using this product. Where'd you find it at? Did you see us online? And tell us.
I saw you online. You were painting, and Melissa was timing you to see how fast you could paint a dresser. And at first I was like, this is crazy. What is the deal with this? But then I really stopped and I paused to realize you were putting a water-based paint over a polyurethane finish.
Mm-hmm.
And you had my attention because I had done a lot of furniture refinishing, repainting. I'd done a lot of things in my life. And I went, water-based paint does not like to stick to an oil-based finish.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to have picked up a little small Chippendale desk, a real tiny one, that was going to go by the front entry, and boy, did it need some work. So I thought, you know what? This lady is offering me a free can of paint for shipping. I cannot lose here. I want to see this product. And I put it on that little desk. I also ordered, because before I got around to ordering it, I saw another live where you used weathered wood, the antiquing gel. And I was like, the Irish garden that I want to order and that particular antiquing gel should marry really nicely in a finish. And so at the time, I just ordered those two things. I didn't order any of the tools because I had quite a repertoire of tools from all the painting I'd done in my life, and used it and was like, wow, this finish is amazing. But I had a kitchen that needed to be painted, and I went, okay, you had a sale come up, and as part of that sale, the tools came with the set. And I went, oh yeah, this is the time, because I'm all about trying to save money, stay on a budget.
Right.
And when I used the tools and the paint, it was like, oh my God, this product is unbelievable. This is a sprayed on finish.
Well, that's so
When
great
it
to
was
hear you say
finished.
that. And guys, I know y'all know we're not paying her to say this, and she's
Oh
really
no,
giving
you
you
know,
her.
I just really feel passionately about this. And I had actually waited to order for my kitchen cabinets till after the 30 days with the little secretary. And I gave that poor little secretary a workout because it was like, it's disposable if I mess it up. Besides, I can touch it up with paint. I hit that thing with sandpaper. I hit it with scraping it with stuff, banging it with stuff. And I went, oh, wow. I don't know what she has in this paint, but this stuff is indestructible and the finish is gorgeous. So that kitchen got done in Cashmere, and Little Miss Princess Cashmere was a learning curve.
Yep,
But having
it is.
done the Irish garden first, I knew I'm not doing something quite right. This is operator error. It is not this paint, and I'm going to get it done. So
And it
I
was
did what I
different. It
told.
is different. Yes.
It is. And I did what I've told other people to do that were struggling. Don't do the front of your doors first, do the
Learn.
back
Right.
until you
Exactly.
get the hang of this.
Yep.
Because if you've never picked up a paintbrush, if you've never used a true applicator, one, your nerves are in there, and two, just the muscle memory isn't there yet for dealing with it.
That's true.
But that just became a snowball. Then we bought this house in Florida a few years later, and every surface in this house needed to be redone. Great bones, beautiful house, beautiful floor plan, but man, did it need work. And it just it became a joke with my husband of what are you painting today? I had traditional furnishings that were now in a coastal home.
Right.
So one of the first things I did was to redo my coffee tables and end tables because I was like, they are just too dark in this room. It's just not working. So that started that. Then I had a beautiful bar that had been in our basement in St. Louis. And it didn't matter that it was a 90s pine finish. It was a beautiful shape and design. And so
Wood.
walnut and
Wood.
Mediterranean and the black antiquing gel totally transformed that piece. And my youngest son likes to remind all his siblings, remember, that is my bar in the future. Y'all didn't want it. That's mine. I don't care what you like about it now. It's mine. And so I
That's good.
told
They
him, it's
want it.
okay, honey. I have it in the will. It's
That's
yours.
good.
But then it saved such a humongous amount of money in this house. I did my tile floors. I redid those. Those look like hand-painted Italian tiles from
Isn't it?
painting them and stenciling them. The realtor that did our home, she said, I want to stand here beside you when you try to convince somebody that these floors are painted. Can I just stand and watch? Because they're not going to
Well, that's
believe you.
great
When
that the
people come,
realtor didn't say anything bad about it. You know, normally they'll say, well, you ruined your floor, or, you know, that kind of stuff
exactly.
with
And people
paint.
did, she didn't, but other people did. They said, oh, that's not going to hold up. You're crazy. Why did you paint that? I said, because it was ugly and now it's pretty and I trust these products. And so there were 3 floors in the house got that. Then the outside entry to my floor, which was of my house, was a really ugly wannabe Tuscan that wasn't even laid right and clashed totally with the paint job on the house. So that got done. And that was quite interesting because all the delivery people that came would ask me what products I was using, why I thought this was going to hold up. And it's been funny because some of them are on a main route that come back here all the time. And so they're like, man, I would have never believed this held up. This is still so pretty. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, because it's the right products. I saved myself like $900 doing all my hinges and knobs in my
Oh, yeah.
house,
I
which,
agree with that.
and plus, I didn't have to take those doors off, which is a nightmare because the hinges never fit again. You wind up
That's
having to
exactly
chisel
right.
and you wind up having to put putty in,
I think
and
people
it's
think
just
I'm
not.
lying to them when I say that it's so easy. Just leave the doors on, just trim around the
Ex-
hinge, because it sounds easier to take them off. And I'll know there'll be everybody argue here that, oh, it's so much easier, but
Do a professional
you
job.
a
But
professional. There
yeah,
you go.
but
But
mine
you
were,
can do it your
and
way.
these were the big doors in my house. I had a very ugly fireplace. It's gorgeous now. When people come into my kitchen, they literally will go up and they will rub my cabinets and look at them and go, you didn't paint these. And I went, oh yeah, I did. And I have the pictures to prove it
What
because
color did
it
you paint
looks
your
like,
were those cashmere in
um,
your kitchen? Is that what you painted there?
my upper cabinets are cashmere and then the lower ones I mixed because I needed a brighter tone for my backsplash. I mixed Mediterranean and Capri
Oh,
1-to-1 and then I used black antiquing gel on it.
oh, sounds
And
great.
all and all of the money that I saved allowed me to get new quartz countertops, allowed me to order hand-blown glass knobs for the upper that were just the perfect shades of blues and greens to go with that whole kitchen
Sounds like
setup.
watery.
So,
Yeah, pretty.
by then we had put money back to do a paver patio against our pool enclosure. And of course, COVID hit because we bought and sold in the middle of the beginning of COVID. And the pavers had gone to such a ridiculous cost. We still were able to do it, but I no longer had money left over for matching patio furniture. So I got busy looking for secondhand. I found clearance. None of it matched, and I didn't care.
You
And
gonna
Jim
paint it
goes,
up.
yeah, Jim was just laughing. He goes, this is hysterical because it looked like a circus on the back patio when it all arrived. And then I either painted or stained, depending on which the pieces were and where they were going. And I wanted yellow cushions. Well, of course, there weren't yellow cushions, or the ones I did find were $150 a single cushion. And I went, are you out of your mind? I am not paying $150
So
for a
they're
cushion.
maples now, I take
They
it.
are. They are Naples, and this is their third
Yeah.
summer out. They
Is that when
never,
you
ever
power
get
wash?
covered.
Yep.
They get power washed. I mean, there is no way to explain to someone who hasn't caught the addiction of this paint just the tremendous value that it is. And I just kind of shake my head when people go, oh, it's so expensive. I said, what paint were you buying? Paint is expensive, but no paint
Paint is
can,
expensive.
yes, good paint is expensive. But I've always used high-end brands. My dad was an interior designer, and he always used really high quality products for the homes because he didn't just do the design, he actually did the work himself and did a lot of faux finishes for people to create different looks and individualize their homes. And he taught me, he said, don't go on the cheap. He said, do the best you can afford to do, and it's going to last you.
I agree.
You can do
Latex
something
is
on
more
the cheap.
expensive than paint for sure, you know? If you
Yes,
pay someone
and
to do the work twice, 3 times, you know, it's better
exactly.
to buy a little better
And,
brand.
you know, I've been using these products now. I think I've used everything in your product line and have most of it on my shelf because I just collect. It's because I love the samples go so far
They do.
that I always have a color on hand. If it's something small I'm working on, or if it's something that's medium size, I've got the paint there, or if somebody wants me to do something for them, I can. And I've never encountered a paint that can do what yours does. I've used it on resin, I've used it on concrete, I've used it on plastic, I've used it indoors, outdoors, and nothing that I have used this paint on it's at least 7 years, has chipped, faded, or peeled.
Well, I
None
think
of
I'm
it.
going to retire now and just let you take over.
But
I've been
that's
looking
kind
for
of
my
what led
replacement for a
to
while. Now I found it, right?
that's what led to us. Jim actually pushed me. He said, so many people are asking you how to do things. You're struggling in writing to tell them because you can write a paragraph to somebody and they can't figure out really what you're saying. And especially if they're new to using any kind of paint or brush, they don't understand. But if you can show it to them, and I think I taught for 32 years, and I think if that's in your blood, it never goes away. And you think about if you really believe in something, how can I empower somebody else? How can I inspire somebody else to realize you can do this? You just need to know the
Show
steps.
them.
Whether it's the simple one coat on your cabinets, not one coat, but one color on your cabinets, or you want to venture out and try doing a faux finish, or you want to change a piece of decor that's very dated. I'm thinking about a little dish that I had that was the one of those primo Tuscan pieces of live, love, life, and it was very much the grapes and everything. But when I painted it to go into my bathroom, now it has a stone look to it, and people don't even realize it has that little banner across it. It doesn't show. It's just a nice little piece to sit there, and it had sentimental value. So it still has the sentimental value, but now it fits.
Right. You have to throw it out and buy something new, right?
Exactly, because if you can repurpose something, reuse it, and my father was an interior designer, but money never mattered to him, so he never charged what he was worth. So we were always poor. His work was shown in architectural magazines. It was shown in home design magazines. That didn't matter to him. He wanted the customer to be happy. He got the joy from the creation. So I was exposed to champagne taste on a paper plate budget.
I always heard on the beer budget, but paper plate sounds better. Beer budget's what
I
I
almost said that one, and then I thought, well,
I knew
we're
you
on
were
live.
dialing
Maybe I
it
better
back
not.
there.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
so it was just your paints allow so much. They allow somebody who just wants to do a simple paint job to have a beautiful finish, but it also allows so many other things to be done. I mean, that's one of the things on our channel, Angel's Nook, is that what I intro with is where anything can be a canvas for creativity. And it's because of these products. And it's allowing us to hopefully build an additional revenue stream since our retirement income has taken a hit with the prices and changes after COVID. it's a way for me to share the joy of what I do, and
Now
to
you're
show
referring to
people that,
YouTube now? Are you saying about YouTube making
yes,
videos?
yes,
Good, great.
yeah.
And
So,
Instagram, all those platforms, and Facebook pay
yes,
for views, sure.
exactly. It's
Well,
just
there you
trying to get
go.
people to understand that subscribe means the same thing as follow. It's not costing them anything,
No,
but if
it's
you like
not.
someone, push those buttons, because
Mhm.
that's what gives them
Remind them,
the,
push it.
yep, yep,
I agree.
exactly. But
I agree.
then,
Well, good, girl, you are an inspiration even to myself. So just hearing your story and hearing all the things that have encouraged you, I sometimes, I say this often that when I'm talking, doing videos and Melissa and I are doing whatever we're doing on our end here, sometimes we forget about the impact that it has on the other end and who it really is affecting, and the people that listened and actually started a journey themselves. And sometimes you don't even hear that in your own world. And then when I see it in person, it's really amazing to witness and see that it's truly helped someone, and they've really listened and tried the projects and have got great results that they want to share with the world and their friends and anyone that they know. So if it's a good
exactly,
story and you want to tell it, how great is that? I mean, that is the epitome of great advertising. If it's a story I want to talk about, that you can't replicate that. You can't pay for that. That's something someone has to do from the heart. So that's amazing. And I thank you. I do. Thank you.
thank you. Thanks for having me on here, because I truly do believe these are just, it's almost magical seeing something. It really is. It is magical. It's not almost. To see something transform. And I've never been a person, I knew in retirement, that's when my creativity was going to have free reign, because every day I was going to have the choice to what I was doing. And if I can share it with someone else, if I can inspire someone else to step out of their comfort zone and discover, oh my gosh, I did this. And to have
A lot of
that
pride
pride
there.
in, yeah, I did this.
Mhm.
And I didn't pay somebody else an exorbitant amount of money to not do as good a job as I would have
Right.
done.
You're more meticulous than
Yes,
someone you would hire, I'm sure. So like I always say, it's much more than paint. So I know sometimes people think I'm a little delusional when I say that, but it is so much more than paint. It does give people a lot of personal pride in working on their own home, and whether you could pay for it or not, either or, that's not really the point. The point is that you took the time and energy and did it yourself, and you look back at that and you go, wow, I could really do that. I mean, I really was able to paint my kitchen cabinets, which are attached. And if they don't look good, I've got to throw them out. But you actually did it and loved it and kept going. And here you are today talking about all the projects that you've done outside of just your cabinets. So
And I think for so many, it becomes a confidence builder for other aspects
it
of their
is.
life too.
It
It's
is.
just like the kicking off point that they needed.
And that's exactly right. I always often talk about people that are empty nesters and just like yourself, retired, and you don't have as much on your plate as you once did. And then you finally almost begin to feel like that you don't have any relevance in the world and not doing anything that's making people happy, or even yourself. You're thinking, what do we keep talking about here? So I know I think of those things myself. My son's not around that much, and I don't have that many moments left with that happening. So I got to fill my days with something in the positive. So
exactly.
painting has been a big tool for me, and I see that has been for you as well. So there's a great thing that you can do something and enjoy what you're doing and have the proof of it when you're finished. You got something you can go, like the mailman delivering your postal packages there, noticing that you did that work, and he's sitting there thinking, well, this is probably going to fail. And there you can say, nope, it didn't. I chose the right thing. So there it is. There's proof that what you did was good. So he sees it, you see it. That's a great thing. Well, Angelique, thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. And again, thank you so much for joining us here and sharing your story and inspiring all those people out there who may second guess themselves and maybe not pull the trigger and get that free sample. If you haven't gotten the free sample, comment below. We'll send you one, and we'll send you the link to get yours, and you choose that color on your end and just pay the $6.99 shipping, just like Angelique did here, and try it for yourself. That way you can know if it's something you want to do, or if it's not, you'll know that too. So it's just a small little price to pay for something big enough. Or Ken's going to paint your front door and give you enough to paint a piece of furniture, so you can see if it's something you enjoy. And I think a lot of people will really, really hear what you had to say, not coming from my lips, but coming from yours. Thank you again so much.
Let's have her give
Oh,
her
hang on.
YouTube page one more time. Naomi
Yes.
has posted it for a couple of times, but if you can.
Share your YouTube page, the handle here, if you will, with us, Angelique. Just say it out loud so somebody listening could find you.
Angel Angels Nook, no apostrophe, just Angels Nook on YouTube. And it's all, I also have a Facebook page, but the YouTube is where I'm spending most of my time.
And you're sharing over to Facebook as well, I
Yeah.
take it, right?
Yes,
Sharing that
yes,
link. All right,
absolutely.
good deal. So Angels Nook,
Mhm.
and that's on YouTube. So Angels Nook / there you go. That finds you, YouTube. All right, guys, thank you again so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us to get through this and finally get her online here. So I'm glad we got to have you here. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Take care.